What's going on, guys? I'm Shane and welcome to Spare Change. If you've got a passion for audio and video gear or want to keep up with the latest and highest quality movies at home, like 4K Blu-rays, consider becoming a subscriber for new weekly content. In for review, we have quite possibly a new sci-fi classic on our hands, The Predator on 4K Blu-ray. We won't be discussing any plot points, but it does involve aliens killing humans. I'm just going to share with you my thoughts on the video and audio quality. Now for a few tech specs. The movie was shot in 3.4K. It's got a 2K DI. It's rated R. Aspect ratio is 239:1, so there will be black bars on your television. So this movie was shot digitally, so you can expect a pretty clean transfer, devoid of any film grain. I wouldn't say this is an ultra crisp 4K transfer, as there is a touch of softness to the image. Improvements I saw coming from the 1080p Blu-ray was some added texture refinement found on many of the close-up shots. The Predator's metallic helmet and weaponry seem to have a bit more tangibility, and the freckles and beads of sweat on Olivia Munn's face were also rendered with a touch more detail. The CGI also got a bump in clarity, but with that I thought it looked even more questionable. HDR usage here does bring out some added shadow detail, which is a great thing, seeing how most of the movie does take place in dark locations. Blacks were deep and contrasty, and for sure gave the image some added depth. However, there were a few scenes out in the jungle I thought got a little muddy, with some detail being lost. But for the most part, I thought it was a definite improvement from the standard Blu-ray. Color palette in this isn't all happy and colorful, but you will notice the increase in vibrancy from the explosions in Chapter 26, with reds and oranges popping off the screen. Skin tones were healthy and natural looking, and the overall look was a touch more saturated from the standard disc. And those spectral highlights during the explosions, gunfire, or just light shining off reflective surfaces appeared more intense while still keeping highlight detail intact.
Show me again, I'm gonna break your neck.
Audio is in Dolby Atmos, and I found this to be a much more engaging experience than the 7.1 mix found on the 1080p version. Atmospherics are in constant usage here, from birds chirping, bullets whizzing around in Chapter 24, and of course hearing the Predator move around the room in Chapter 1, bouncing from speaker to speaker. There's some great heavy overhead effects when the Predator's ships fly overhead in Chapter 1, and there's chopper flyovers in Chapter 11 as well. Soundstage was wide and expansive, and just full of fine nuanced details. Bass response had some impactful moments, but I never found it to reach into the lower octaves. Dialogue was always clean and clear, and moved throughout the listening area quite a few times, so no issues there. So for audio, I'm gonna go with an 8.7. There's some excellent Atmos effects with a wide and spacious soundstage, and bass hit hard, but I did want it to be a bit more aggressive in the lower end during the big action scenes. For video, I'm gonna go with an 8. I didn't think this was a huge improvement over the standard Blu-ray, but there was some increases in finer detail, and more importantly, shadow detail and HDR were the main visual standouts. Now, if you haven't picked this up yet, I wouldn't say it's a must-have in the collection. It's a good-looking disc, but not what I would say is demo-worthy. The Atmos track, on the other hand, I found was the best part of the movie. So if you're interested in grabbing this disc, I'll leave some links down below in the description. Leave us a comment and tell us where you think this ranks in the Predator series. Check us out on social media. Be sure to stop by our Patreon page for special updates and giveaways. Thanks for watching, and if you're not subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next video.